So yeah, no, well now I wanna, I guess, start because I actually didn't ask because I know some public figures, entertainers, radio personalities,
Right.
like to go by
So okay.
their name, the separate name, not their government name.
Okay.
Do I call you Kwasi SupaHype?
Call me super.
Super.
Yeah.
That's
Boy, you know me as Super.
the shortened
Yeah, the
version.
short version.
Where did that
Going
come
to
from?
Super.
Where did that nickname come from? Anything to do with your energy?
Kinda. Yeah, 50-50. So it's half. So my name is SupaHype.
Hold this.
So the super actually came from my energy, but the hype came from a previous DJ, Hyper Hopper.
Right.
So when I was younger, much younger, I would have attended event in Tobago, Great Fete. And around that time, I didn't really know what I wanted to do in life or become. Like many youths around my age and around my community, resources would have been limited now. There's only few options for you to become. So either like a serviceman, a tradesman, or
Government job.
anything. So I will have witnessed Radioactive for the first time
Right.
at that young age. And for some reason, I was real close to the stage and I was hearing what was going on the stage. So there was a commotion with the DJ and the mic man because apparently he was using a laptop and it wasn't connecting. So DJ Dane, who's now Lord Hype, was like, yo, talk. It's not connecting. Talk. So the party going on, but I watching. I was like, yo, what going on here? He going on talk until this man figure it out? No, I have never seen this before in my life. This is the first time I seen this. And Hoppy is talking. And the Dean is like, yo, nothing working. What going on here? Of course, he's using, he cursing that thing. And I'm like, hey, this man now gone. That's not going to work. And I watch it in astonishment. And then Dean was like, all right, I get through. And all this time, Hoppy talking. And Hoppy was like,
Hype in the crowd.
yeah, he just talking and he just wrap it up. What you were saying? Said the argument for the song. And when Dean pressed play on the song, I remember it like yesterday. It would have been All Have Until from Mr. King. And when you played doom, 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 the whole place just lift up. My pause raising right now. And I was like, yo, I have to do that. And if that was Saturday, Sunday my name was Hype. Because his name was Hyper Hopper. And as I went along and I started own the craft and I started to do stuff, people was like, boy, you're not hype alone, but you too hype, but you super hype. And I was like, yo, that's brilliant. That's my name.
I like that. I like that name, but I like the story better.
Yeah.
And
I
so
have a lot of stories.
So, well, I assume that now led you to radio.
Yes. Well, the passion to be on radio.
Right.
I think I went on radio right away one time like that. The journey was a lot longer than that. Took a lot of trials and errors, a lot of ups and downs, but we're here now, and I don't regret any of it. It was all part of the journey. So I remember first time signing up. Well, a lot of people blanked me first, so I went to certain DJ groups to be a part of the groups, and they was like, nah, I can call the groups. Junior Mafia, what going on? Triple Threat, what going on? And fellas, and I was like, nah. So I ended up deciding to enroll in a class, right, a course at IBC. When I went up there at Harima, the lady was like, yo, all the DJ courses book out. No room. It's like, wait.
In demand.
And it was high demand at that time. And I was leaving. She was like, there's a television course, so you want to try? I was like, television? Nah, I know, not TV thing. She was like, try it now. And after you could always come and do the radio course, I'll give it a discounted amount. And you're going to be good. I was like, discount? Sounds like a deal. Come back, sign up for TV. Lo and behold, TV production ended up being real fun. So it's a mix of audio, of course, and visuals. And from me watching a lot of movies and always glued to the TV, it came like second nature to me. And then opportunity came up where I got the chance to work with E-Zone Entertainment, Lisa Wickham and Flex,
of course.
Sheldon Felix. And I grabbed the opportunity. I did a course. I told her, yo, I live in the East, but I don't want to work in the East. I want to work here. I want this to be my job. She's like, boy, I can hire you. I was like, you don't have to hire me. I just want to come here, and I started to work. She did hire me. First project would have been showing Chester Don't Stop music video. I worked on that music video.
Very cool.
That was my first day at the job. Sharon Chester, don't stop. Imagine that the first day you're working somewhere.
And that is it. That is the project.
Yeah, that's the project. As you
on the
walk,
cards for
she
the
was
day.
like, "Come on, big man, dog. You know Sandy Savanas? Because I'm from the east. You know Sandy Savanas? Yeah. You know how to get there?" I was like, "Yeah. All right, come on, big man, so and so." And when we went, and I opened the gate because it was one of the Magnificent Sevens around the Savannah. I think it was Storm Myers Castle, right? So we enter. Sharon Chester there on the set. I was like, "Yo, I only see this man on Synergy.
It's true.
This man right there, like I could see him." And Sharon is there and he's singing, "Don't stop doing up to me." I was like, "Yo, these people should have a music video." And from that day, I was like, "Yeah, this is where I want to be, entertainment."
Right.
Yeah.
And so then, from I guess the audiovisual side, what pushed you? Because I think we were talking just before the cameras were rolling. You've been with 94 for 10 years.
Yeah, about 10 years, yeah.
Or almost
a little
10.
more, yeah.
A little more than 10 years.
Yeah.
So over a decade.
Yes.
What then brought the transition from that video side, video production side, to then radio?
I always believe that I always wanted to be on radio. That was the goal. But remember, course I was allowed to do was a video production course.
And that took you on a different journey.
Took off.
Right.
Yes.
How long you worked in video production? With Lisa or in video production?
Boy, I still do it to this day, no?
Well,
I still do it to this day. I never stop. But I work with Lisa for a while, probably about 5-6 years, yeah? Along the journey of doing the production, I started to align myself to people in radio because it's radio I wanted to do. Not knowing what I was doing was what people do. Alignment. It's just alignment,
correct.
networking. And I just aligned myself and positioned myself in the right spaces, and then I was given the opportunity to work on radio. And it was my passion. The role I was given initially on radio wasn't what I wanted because I wanted to be a radio announcer. I came in as a comedic relief on our shift. But I always had a passion and drive for it. So I just applied myself to the schooling of radio. I went and did my courses and stuff, and I presented myself as a presenter. Yeah.
And when you say the comedic relief, you think that was as a result of the high energy that you do bring?
No.
That you may have been known for?
I think because of, I don't want to say, you see, because...
Or was it more just an opportunity? This is just what we have now. Come and do it if you want. And then you worked your way up.
It's a mixture of this is the opportunity and also radio standards at the time. Yeah? Because to be on radio, you had to have a certain standard or a certain thing about you, right? And I was not at that standard at that time, but I was creating my own path at the time.
Got it.
And it was undeniable. So after a while of me, like, yo, you naturally like that? Like, you can naturally do that? And how your brain is operate like that? I kind of carve out my own space on radio. And because of that, it created the opportunity within the opportunity now.
So is it more of like a fast thinking, witty?
So I always tell people,
and you say comedic, but I mean, comedic kind of encompasses those fast thinking, witty kind of things.
I always tell people I'm an alternative thinker. I don't like to take things at face value. People they say, "Boy, you really like to fight down, you really like to quarrel and thing," but it's not a matter of that. You cannot just present something to me and I go and take it. Like the man walking on the moon. I'm not taking that. I'm not taking a man walk on the moon. No, I always believed the earth was wrong, but now they bring this flat earth theory. Boy, I have to consider it too.
Well, I always, listen, it's very interesting that you bring up those two topics. I don't think that I know I'm not necessarily a flat earther, but arguments have been presented.
And it's good.
Where I'm like, and I did physics, I did sciences. Yeah. I've always been a science boy.
Nice. From
primary school to university.
Nice.
And I'm now applying to UE to go and get a physics degree. But I have seen arguments presented that make me stop and think, okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
So, and now I have cousins that are going to see this who are doctors. One in particular who I have this argument with all the time about the fact that landing on the moon, the globe Earth versus flat Earth, is that there are arguments for both sides.
Right.
And he's gonna quarrel with me when he hears this that I'm talking about in the podcast. But I do think that there are arguments for both sides. But I agree. Critical thinking is an important thing, especially in this present climate where everything is kind of haywire, whether it's geopolitics with
Yeah.
USA and Venezuela,
For sure,
Russia,
for sure,
Ukraine,
for sure,
Israel,
for sure.
Palestine. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody's talking about China and Taiwan. But at the end of the day, it's, you have to kind of
Let me ask
listen
you
to
a
all
question.
the sides and make an informed decision.
Let me ask you a question. Back to that man on the moon thing, right? You did physics. So one of my questions all the time is, all right, Neil Armstrong and the team board the vessel and they left and they went outer space and the thing and walk on the moon. How they come back?
How they came back to
Yeah.
the US?
Yeah, to Earth.
Did they not go into dock with something, a capsule, and
All right,
re-enter?
but we know the force that is needed to leave the Earth to go to the moon.
Right, yeah.
How do we know the force that is needed to leave the moon to come to Earth if no one went before?
Right, okay.
I don't know. I answer you.
No, I don't know. Okay, well, listen, I did physics.
You do
but
physics?
Wait, I did physics, but it doesn't mean I'm a rocket scientist. I'm certainly not a rocket scientist. But
I don't know, but they were trying to explain it.
How did we know? I mean, did they send probes to the moon before?
No, but a probe still wouldn't be able to tell you.
Well, gravity, I don't know. Maybe they may be. I don't know. Maybe they might have like a little weight, some sort of spring or scale or weight. And when it lands, they'll know how far it pulls down the weight from the spring. I don't know. I'm just thinking of some experiment that could possibly test for gravity. And then that way, and then on Earth how far that weight pulls down. So if it pulls down less, it's my assumption. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I just made all that up in my head.
I don't know too. So that's why I'm always like, I'm not going to take this for face value. There is more to this soup. There's something else in this soup. This is like this. No, you can't tell me it's just salt and you put something else in this.
Well, I always thought that, a lot of things just were just too convenient and too easy. It looked too easy for the first time landing on the moon and walking on the moon.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe and then all the technology was destroyed.
True.
And so, but we haven't been back since, and our technology is so much better. But they say due to costs and inflation, it'll be too expensive to go now. So I don't know.
I read random stuff. So I remember reading back in the day, the Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth, her husband at the time. It's not a king because she's the queen. I can't remember his name. He actually Philip. That's his name. Philip Edwards. I can't remember.
I don't know.
Yeah, Philip. Right. So Philip actually met with Neil and Next.
Right.
And when he met them, he was like, these men are normal men. He's asking them questions about it. And either they were in awe or fan-struck or star-struck. And the response he was getting from them, he wasn't satisfied enough. And then Philip decided to live his life how he wanted to live his life. So he started to do like pilot training and stuff. So from reading that story, and then
I actually did read that as well, because he wanted to meet them.
He wanted to meet them real bad because he was blown with it. And when he met them, he was like, these men not even acting like they went anywhere. And there's no footage of Neil having any interviews with anybody. They block all those stuff.
Yeah.
So
it's just Buzz Aldrin.
Yeah.
They had interviews with Buzz Aldrin. And there's a guy that actually followed around Buzz Aldrin that would harass him about asking him to swear on the Bible. He would literally take a Bible and walk up to him at like signings and meetings, and he would like swear on the Bible. He's like, He's like, I'm not entertaining you. I'm not glorifying this with even a response.
Yeah, so I guess I believe. Not say I'm not a believer, but I just,
You gotta think. More. Okay, well, congratulations for opening this can. But because now I'm gonna ask, what are your thoughts on aliens? Have we been visited before? Are the aliens here?
Boy.
Are the aliens, have they always been here and we just call them aliens because we don't understand their technology?
Yeah. I think I don't even want to say I think because people start to watch me weird, but I think part of this technology boom is because interactions with aliens.
Right.
Because I remember when we now got desktop computers, right? Well, me, back in my days. So there will have been a few kids in my area with desktop computers for a while. So we say like about 5 years. And then it started to get real common. So when everybody had desktop computers, it was like about a 10 years range. Then laptop came. And laptop didn't last as long as a desktop. By the time laptop settled down, it was iPad, iPhone, I think this thing, this thing. I was like, where all this technology coming from? Now your music in the cloud. It just disappeared. How that technology thing just boomed like that just so?
Well, so they actually say that there was a major technological shift that happened. I don't know when it was, but if you look up a company called Bell Labs,
Okay.
and Bell Labs they're the ones that actually developed, I think I don't know if it was a military contract company for the United States. I'm not 100% sure, but they developed a bunch of technology that we use today, but they developed it
Years ago.
back in the day, like 100 years ago.
That's like
whenever it
watching
was.
the movies. You say everything you see in movies is already technology they had.
Right, yeah.
So, okay.
These are conversations that I only have with, with the
your
boys
close friends.
over,
the close
a
friends,
case of beers.
Well, our conversation, look, this is my mind every day now. Like, I think about crazy stuff like this.
See.
Like that Maduro's thing with Trump. Yo, Maduro had a conversation with Trump. I don't care with nobody.
Oh, and this is all for sure.
It was all planned.
For sure, to make it look
Again,
like...
this is my view. I'm not saying this is the truth. Or
Right, no, of course.
But no way I could be chilling somewhere in Venezuela,
Listen,
who is on the doorsteps of the largest Amazon, the largest rainforest in the world. If I go in the Amazon, you can't find me? How?
there's United States military,
No, and you believe that too as well? Yo,
Wait.
that.
Okay,
Stop
wait.
doing that.
They have planes. The SR-71 has a altitude limit of like 80,000 feet. Undetectable, basically. And it can, in one pass, can take a 4K picture of the whole of Trinidad and Tobago.
All right.
In one pass. I mean, now add infrared on top of that. Add planes that aren't that high up in the sky. They know everybody where everybody is.
So I'm gonna play devil's advocate for your hair now.
Wait. You want to talk about tracking?
Let me play devil's
right there.
advocate for your hair now. Where did you get this information from?
I don't know. I just
From
kind
the
of
United States.
maybe.
They're not going to tell you what they don't have.
No, but I don't. I actually believe the United States has better technology.
They probably have. They do have good technology.
than what we know.
But
I think they have considerably better technology.
And they're also known for blowing things way out of proportion, like the map.
Or the
United
McCarthy,
States is
or whatever, the
way
Meridian map,
larger
or
than
whatever it is.
Africa, and we know really and truly Africa is larger than the United States. But all these things are done strategically to put you in a bubble.
Well, yeah.
So all them things you call out on the plane, they may or may not have it. But I'm saying, if I'm living on the doorsteps of the Amazon, there is no way you could find me, bro. I am sure, and I have resources.
I think that there's but I think that there was from what it seemed, and he came publicly and he said, come for me, coward. Yeah. I do think that there was sort of an arrogance there as well. I think that that's kind of a common thought when it comes to Maduro and the movement. But I think that he didn't think that they would have come for him like the way that they did. I mean, he stood up and he said, come for me, coward.
And he danced. I'm
here in the Mil Flores. I'm in my house. Come for me.
Okay.
And Trump was like,
all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Obviously there's the legal yes or no, whatever. I'm not commenting. And I know that we aren't commenting on that, but they did it.
I think they had that discussion. I think that they said, all right, cool, I'll come in, or they come from it Friday.
But wait, that's not far-fetched. And why I say that that's not a far-fetched thought is because I believe they did that with Bashar al-Assad in Syria. I think they told him, hey, listen, we come in.
Yeah.
Or whoever, whether it was Israel or him, whatever, whoever it was, said, look, we come in. You have a couple days to leave. And I think that he wrapped up all his stuff, and he's living in Russia. Everything I've read, he's now living in Russia, and he would probably never leave Russia.
Right, understood.
And because I guess Russia and China are the other side of thinking, other side of Western thinking. Right. And so it's not far-fetched that they would have had conversations with Maduro, but Assad didn't stand up on TV and was like, come for me.
Funny that you mentioned Russia, but this Russia-Ukraine stuff. Look how long Russia... I find Russia taking way too long to do what they want to do with Ukraine.
I find it all very weird.
That is so weird. And then Trump could just do that in a couple hours, an hour and a half. Russia has the same amount of technology as United States.
I couldn't believe... I was refreshing my phone when I read the morning. Because I wake up early. I'm an early riser. And I woke up and I saw that they took Maduro and that they did an operation. I kept refreshing because in 2019, 2020, I was in New York studying or auditioning to go to NYU grad school. And in between auditions, I saw a notification on my phone that Kobe Bryant had passed away in a helicopter crash. And I refreshed, and the tweet went away. So I was thinking to myself, well, this is probably some glitch again, whatever. And then I kept refreshing, and then of course we found out it was true. But so I didn't think instantly that it was true with Maduro and Trump. I had to check sources. I then went to Google and started just to see. And I was like, damn, the US is
serious.
Very serious.
It's crazy, bro. It's crazy times we live in, crazy world. Boy, what's your takes on COVID? That whole COVID.
Oh God.
Pandemic.
Listen, we can deal with conspiracy theories from 8 years ago.
Yeah.
But the newer conspiracy theories, people are still a little touchy.
Okay.
No. But I think that it clearly came from a lab. I think that it's they're talking about that now, that it probably came from a lab. I was saying that, and a lot of other people were saying that from before. Yeah. Of course, the lab, Wuhan Center of Virology or whatever it was. And I think that the vaccine was rushed. I think that a lot of people made a lot of money, and the vaccine was completely unnecessary. That's my thought.
You remember
that vaccine, not all vaccines. Yeah. I am for vaccines. That particular vaccine, I think, was absolute.
Oh, it was
full of shit.
Come on, look how quick they did it. You remember in the early stage of COVID, people were falling down in China?
Yeah.
What happened then? What happened when that falling down thing and that's disappeared?
I don't know if that's just like random propaganda videos. You never know.
Only people falling down.
We didn't have
COVID?
people falling down.
I got COVID.
I got COVID, yeah. And I got the vaccine too.
And I got the vaccine too.
I wanted to travel.
I got the vaccine in the States.
Me too, actually. Yeah.
I got the vaccine in the States. And it was not, when I got it wasn't serious. I'm not playing down on COVID because a lot of lives were lost.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, but when I experienced it, it was like, this is not what they was telling me on TV. This is not what I expected.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, I watched COVID as a time to reset and rechange. So before COVID, I would have presented myself in a particular way. And during COVID, I took it as a time to rebrand and present something new. I remember during COVID time watching news again. You would have seen dolphins in different parts of the world for the very first time after so many years, and certain birds and things. I was like, yo, this is the world or nature's way of resetting. And I was like, this is a sign I need to reset. And I reset in COVID, and this is the trajectory we're on now. I believe I set a 5-year plan. So, entering
very nice.
The end of the 5 years. And I think we're doing pretty well. We're doing well.
What do you...
Hi, Mom.
Oh, yeah. I've been hearing a lot about TV has been struggling from a advertising standpoint. How is radio suffering that fate?
You see what you're doing there?
Well, because now you're talking about your experience now, and I've realized that you would be a good person to ask, as well as about a bunch of other radio personalities or people involved in radio who've been there for a while, because there would be some sort of progression or evolution or degradation.
I am so upset with television and radio in Trinidad and Tobago.
What's your gripe?
I grew up watching television and got a love for television based on me getting to know my country and things around the world. I think that plays a very important part in molding of the young ones, the younger generation.
Yeah, I agree with that.
There is I don't want to go out on elements because I watch TV in years, but in my teens growing up, they were limited to no local programming on television. I go out on elements to that. And even if there were, they were weird to the group that is marketing for. So I remember growing up like Party Flavor. That was a big scene. Why did that even stop? And then when it stopped, it was years after till Soca Star. Why? Carnival been here since beginning that time.
Yeah, correct. 150 years.
There should never be a lag in that. And it's probably not the television part because, corporate TNT have a part to play in giving back into the culture as well. But I wasn't really around. I was part of the culture access, so I got to talk too much about that. But I think cultural programming is very important and should never be seasonal because we always talk about urban radio, always playing soca music around carnival time. But television to support local programming too, local culture as that much as well.
As a filmmaker, I could say that, not that I don't support, because I think that there's obviously, could be said that there's a lack of support, but I think it's more that they don't provide a proper monetary incentive.
Okay.
For like if we have a short film,
right?
Like or if we have a TV show,
right?
Airing it on one of our local networks it's not going to make back the money.
No.
It should, because the advertisers the ad sales within the given station should really push and market. Say, look, this is geared towards kids, or this is geared to. So advertise your juice or your snack or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
But I'm not trying to knock because I don't know. I'm sure that happens, but it feels like it's not enough.
It's not enough.
And that's just from a film standpoint. Now, I'm not saying that they're rolling in dough. I'm not saying that because I know that it's tough for them as well. But
it's an ecosystem.
But I think that's what, we need to build at some point. We need to invest.
So when I was younger, right? You remember like TV6 used to show like movies on a Friday night? Like you go watch Superman.
Of course.
But they cut it up with real ads.
Yeah.
Right? That model is still there. But if I go and watch TV6, I don't want to call no stations. Oh my. Edit that part. if I go and watch that station now on a Friday night, they're still going to show foreign movies. There are many people like yourself that are doing movies.
Tons of films, yeah.
Where's the showcase? Where's the platform for it?
Flow did have the video on demand.
That's Flow.
Well, I know, I hear you. But Flow, but it was local. So at least they did the video on demand with all the local content.
That's not good enough. You have a whole local network.
We have a few of them.
We have a whole national station.
Yes, we have a national one. Yes, one of them is a national one.
Where's the local content on that? No, there's talk shows and things. Yeah, but this is a reflection of the entire country. I supposed to come to Trinidad and Tobago, go on this channel and see anything about Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah. I can't disagree with you.
And that is crazy. No, on the radio side of things, at the end of the day, urban stations. So I work on an urban network, right? We are in a competitive market. It is impossible for a radio station, especially in a short season like this, to play all the soca music that there is. As a Trinidadian, it's your birthright to love soca, to sing soca. You don't have to. But nobody can tell you can't sing soca. So let me say we have 1.5 million people here. If we have 100,000 people singing soca, it is impossible for a radio station to play all the music. One, we have our obligation to our listeners, we have our obligation to sponsors, and we still have to be competitive.
Yeah.
And then there are leaders in the music. So if I am faced with playing one song to close or to start my shift, right? And I looking to catch a target audience or hold a crowd, obviously I'm going to go to the song or the artist that is familiar to the crowd or the market, right? Now, there will be times for the upcoming artists to be featured in the mix.
Right.
Yeah? And then there's times now for the big guns to be featured in the mix. But because how Carnival is structured and the period of the window of the culture, the music is hard to showcase. Now, if television creates a platform where artists could do music videos, and then radio now is throughout the year that there are avenues that we could showcase soca music throughout the year. Because soca do play throughout the year. I will agree it mightn't play as much as Carnival time, but remember, Carnival is something you're building up towards. We also have borrow days here. We have borrow days all over the place.
Yeah.
Trinidad is the Mecca. Let's make Trinidad the Carnival capital. Turn these borrow days into a mini Carnival, and let's celebrate Carnival in these smaller areas. And let's push the music 24/7 because it is our culture, and it will help create the platform. Now, radio is actually on the reverse. So before, radio will have been the tool to bust soca artists. Now it's your phone.
Yeah.
So we're doing it backwards.
YouTube, Instagram.
So the artists busting here, and radio now just facilitating the popular songs. So for people,
so radio, not radio, is the job has evolved.
The job has evolved.
Right.
So our artists are agreeing about radio not playing their music. Your people not watching your music on YouTube. You're not marketing your music. You're not.
It doesn't start on radio anymore. Is what you're saying.
It doesn't start on radio. Yeah.
No, but the advent of social media has taken over.
Radio is slowly going to evolve into a podcast too. You're going to not hear music on radio.
Yeah.
What happens then? You still go and blame radio? Because it's times. Everything is going to evolve. The song and music is going to evolve too as well.
Yeah.
So people who have done music way back in the day, the song would have changed and the song just doesn't fit in the palette. No, I'm not saying this is you. I'm just saying songs change. Or sometimes the older songs might fit in the palette because the song changed so much that, hey, we miss the older songs. So
they might have a resurgence for nostalgia or for the classics.
It's a constant evolution. So you got to sit down and blame radio, man and DJ, man. This is something you always have to be working on and looking for. Yeah?
Last year I was looking out for Sherwin Winchester. 2025, still we coming, still we coming.
Yeah. That's not a bad idea.
That would have shut down Port of Spain.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Because I remember walking through a fete in 2005, looking for friends, probably drunk, looking for friends, and looking for my friends, not looking for friends, looking for my friends. And Sherwin was performing that song, and I'm hearing it in my head now. And that song, to me, was a banger.
Yeah, it still is.
Still is, but at the time it took over.
Yeah.
But it would have, to me, 2025. So I had this conversation with somebody just recently about that, and we had this same conversation about
big up to
2025.
Sherwin, yeah. That's a good idea. Hard luck, Sherwin, you miss it. Look out for it in 2035.
to 2035. 2035 still, and he might still be performing.
Yeah,
he came out with a song this year.
Yeah, what do you mean?
He comes with a song every year.
Every year.
Okay,
every year.
good.
So we never stop performing.
I have not played Carnival in 10 years.
Serious?
I have been.
Well, you're
out
part of
of
that
the loop.
poison. That poison.
Not that old.
Oh.
I only look at so many grey hairs.
Not that old. Yo, I don't remember you. Yes.
From where?
Yeah, from Soccer Model. Synergy Supermodel.
Synergy Supermodel.
Yeah.
It was me and Russell.
Yeah.
Me and Russell Wilkinson.
Yo, that's crazy. You bear that thing.
Oh yeah. I didn't have all these grey hairs. I was a young boy then.
Yo, that's crazy. I don't remember your face.
Yeah, 13 episodes we did with Synergy Supermodel. Yeah, good times. And the whole crew. I mean, I remember the whole crew, Peter C. Lewis and all of them.
But remember that project or not? Right, back to what we were speaking
Original
about.
content.
Yeah, that.
Local content.
Oh my gosh. And it was a hit.
And Soca Star. Synergy Soca Star. Was a huge hit.
Supermodel was a hit.
Because it was
stars.
different. Because it was different. Yes. That happened.
You guys was like stars. You remember when Westport and
people
Bang
was
Bang?
asking me for my autograph.
Yes.
I remember in Mickles, the big Mickles store outside in Trinity Mall.
Yeah.
A woman, a young girl asked me for my autograph, and then as she was walking away, I heard her say, "I'm gonna put this next to my Sizzler autograph." And I was like, "What is going on? What is going on? This is not real."
But that is how television had a hold on us in the Caribbean.
Yeah. But yeah, original content. We would be receptive to original local content. I think we would, if we put the money into it. But our issue, I think, in defense of all sides, to make a good TV show, it's not cheap. Now, if it's a half an hour TV show, obviously you minimize your costs versus an hour-long TV show. But it's not cheap. It's expensive. So let's just say a TV show is 24 minutes, 6 minutes of ads and 24 minutes. That's 24 pages, because it's 1 page a minute, generally. Could go up and down, but it's generally 1 page a minute. You're shooting approximately, if you want to do it properly, if it's a proper show, if it's a regular sitcom with a set, you could probably shoot 5-6 pages a day.
Yeah.
But if you're doing something a little more cinematic, a little more, high production value, you're probably shooting 2-3 pages a day.
All right.
And you're looking at 24 pages. So you're looking at 10 shooting days
All right.
to make 1 episode. And now you have, let's just cut that down just to be fair, 8 shooting days to make 1 episode. Then you have the editing and all that. But now if you want to make a season of 20 episodes or 10 episodes, now you're taking at 8 shooting days. Now you're looking at 80 shooting days.
Yeah.
And it's super expensive each day, where it becomes a cost each day. And you probably break it down, because if you're giving people, if you're saying, look, we have the money to shoot for 80 days, give me a good price, because you're shooting for the next 3 months. Solid for the next 3 months. People might get sick of it, but you probably get better pricing. But it's expensive to produce a TV show.
You do it though.
I do it. Yeah, that's true.
All right.
It's true. And people watch it, and we're very fortunate that we started off with a few hundred views, and now we're getting tens of 10 and 20,000 views an episode.
But you do it too, and it can't be done. But it has been stagnant for so long, or non-existent.
I think people feel like it can't be done.
Yeah, and then non-existent for so long that the demand for it dropped. That's why all our kids speaking like Americans, because they're watching the tablet and they're watching the stuff. I just be amazed when I go on hikes and thing, or I go on a nature trail or a historic trail or whatever, and people give me information. I'm like, we have all that internet.
That's a good point.
Only in COVID I found out about the Nolly's tunnel.
You
I
see?
was like, we have a tunnel here, the largest in the Caribbean,
You see?
the longest in the Caribbean, right here.
We had Trini Surfer on the show.
Yeah.
We had Snake Whisperer on. Two guys who are
I'm familiar with. I follow all these guys on Instagram.
And I since the Alan Trini Surfer episode, I've been having so many conversations with people. It's like how good content like his and many other, there's tons of outdoor content now.
Right here.
And tours and right here in Trinidad. And it's amazing content. When you watch one of Trini Surfer's videos, or there's this new guy, probably not new, but new to me, Richie Bansraj, I'm butchering his name, but he's super high energy. He does every video without a shirt on.
Okay, I know.
And he's jumping in the mud and jumping.
Like
these guys are producing amazing content.
Right there.
Way better than what we are producing here.
No, these things been around since in the 90s. How come there's no TV show about these things?
Well, I mean, our ecotourism has been around
Forever.
for millennia. But and we just released an episode with Laura Dowrich, journalist / many things, but turned tourism board on Turks and Caicos.
Okay.
And so she understands, she's now super immersed in tourism. She knows tourism. Right. And she was saying, we have everything here. We should not be marketing beaches because we can't compete with the beaches of the North Islands. Yeah. But we have so much more: food, music, festival, ecotourism, caves, largest bat cave in the Western Hemisphere.
Yes.
Waterfalls galore.
Yeah.
From Trinidad to Tobago.
Largest brain coral.
But largest brain coral in the Western Hemisphere, I think.
Yeah.
Or in the world.
Yeah.
And we have so many things. We have a glow-in-the-dark lizard.
Oh,
you know we have a lizard that glows in the dark?
No, I don't know that.
National Geographic came here, I don't know, I'm just throwing this out, like 20 years ago to do a documentary on this glow-in-the-dark lizard. And I remember...
I think he lives by me. I think that lizard lives...
It's not the one that's clicking in your... behind your curtains.
But he glowing in the dark too, eh?
Yeah, I'm sure that they have them powers now. But we have so much random thing. You know what?
We have so much random
things.
Yeah.
Like all these snakes and all the wildlife that Snake Whisperer O'Neill Daniel was talking about. And we are now planning to do a couple shows outside of studio.
Okay.
That would be more, I guess, immersive, is the only way to put it. Where we'll be going and exploring a different, eco site in Trinidad with Trini Surfer and, going and look for snakes, which I am not looking forward to with O'Neill, Snake Whisperer, and go and look for snakes and see what, just go and look for wildlife. In primary 5, I was the class zookeeper. So anytime a lizard or a spider or a cockroach or something was in the class, I used to have to collect it and put it outside.
So
not kill it. So I don't, but snakes.
Snakes is a different thing.
They think they're a little too, they're a little too slithery. They're a little too sneaky.
So you just say you're doing shows like this and coming up, and look how you come up with that amazing idea right here. People being in these positions to create content for us in TNT and none. Cable TV took over. I remember in the 90s when cable TV hit. That was it. I don't want no local programming. Then Synergy came and it hold me for a little while. That was on Synergy for a little while. But then again, it started, started dip a little bit. Yeah. And it's a sad thing because
if I owned one of the networks, I would fire everybody and spending money on creating local content.
Local content. And let me try to
whether it's music festivals, a TV show, a game show.
Yeah.
A game show? I mean, why? How do we not have our own game show? Right. I know that we had them.
Yeah.
I know that we had game shows.
Part of that is Trini like to support too, bro? To be honest with you.
Well, if they're going to win something.
True. I always think
the lotto booths is be full.
True.
Eyes be there too. Every time the lottos reach double digits, eyes go and play.
The lotto is one thing. I don't know, but I just have
some more critical thinking.
Yeah. I just have it. I never won a raffle or anything like that. So lotto for sure out of my reach.
My favorite thing is bingo.
Bingo?
I love a bingo. No. And I don't know what it is, but I think my family we just win bingos. I don't know what it is. The other day we went to Henry's opposite the Oval is an event space.
Yeah.
They had a bingo. And I think it was 10 rounds, 3 prizes each round. So it was about 30 prizes total with a grand prize. We won 20% of the prizes. My table, just my uncle and my sister and my thing.
Big one.
And I won the grand prize.
Wow. Which was?
Cash.
Okay.
It was phenomenal.
You're leaving there.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
And my sister, which I didn't know, I only realized after, she recorded, I needed one more number for the grand prize.
Ooh.
And so she was recording me while they're calling numbers. And as soon as I said bingo, the whole place is, oh gosh. Because not only did I win, but we had won 5 prizes before.
It
was embarrassing, but the win was it overpowered the embarrassment of winning over and over.
That's good, man. That's good.
But yeah, so we're bingo people. But I'm otherwise I don't like lotto and play away. I don't gamble.
What about smoking? Smoke?
No, and I don't drink.
I drink, occasionally if I'm with friends. I drink. I'll be like, but not really.
I just never liked alcohol.
I never like smoking.
Hangovers. I get terrible hangovers, so I just stay away from all of that.
All right. Well, I don't have to drink to get a hangover. I can take a sip.
Well, yeah, true. No, that's true. But that's it. But then I might as well not take the sip. Then I just drink. I drink with my Coke with plenty ice, and I good.
Yeah.
These days, Coke Zero because I play in car.
That way with smoking, I never smoked in my life, and everybody was like, "Yo, that's crazy." Because where I'm from, everybody smokes.
Right. Yeah.
But I never liked it. For some reason, it never appealed to me, and I kept it.
So with a name, I was just now thinking, as we're on the topic of carnival and drinking and liming. With a name like SupaHype, do you go to a lot of fetes, or because of work you have to go to a lot of fetes?
I am definitely not who I am on stage.
So you're more of a relax.
I am an inside, watch a documentary, read a book. Right. I am boring. I hike on Sundays. I do kayaking. I ride bike. I take care of dogs.
Wow. What kind of dogs do you have?
I have no dogs now,
right.
but I'm a Rottweiler.
Very cool.
Fan of.
I grew up with many dogs, actually. Yeah. And my eldest dog passed away just before he turned 20.
That is the hardest. This is why I stopped dogs. The hardest part is
that's why my uncle stopped dogs as well.
Yeah.
Because he used to raise and breed dogs.
Yeah, that's like to lose a dog is one of the most heart-wrenching things you could ever witness in your life.
And we had tons of dogs, and and our oldest dog that passed away died on my birthday.
Ooh.
In 2020, middle of COVID. It was crazy.
I hope you didn't give him COVID.
No.
You remember you were saying dogs could get COVID? Do you remember that?
Luckily, he didn't get COVID. He was good. He was blind, but he knew his way around.
Yeah.
Just before
I had one of those.
We realized that his eyesight was going, so I started when I would call him. When he could still see, I would call him, and when anybody would call him, I would say, "Snap your fingers." When you're calling him, snap your fingers, so that when he eventually went fully blind, I just had to walk in the yard and do this, and he heard me and he came straight to me from one snap.
Yeah.
So it kind of helped him learn his way around. But yeah, dogs.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I had to stop dogs when I started to lose dogs. I was like, I started to feel sad.
Yeah, that's true.
Like it's a weird feeling, as a man to me. Yeah, it's like, yo, why are you feeling to cry?
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, because you are close to the animals. I believe in that animals have souls and dogs go to heaven and all that good stuff. But so soca, you went to soca. I know soca's the big fete coming up.
I haven't been to soca.
You've never been to the big soca?
I'm not that guy. How people expect me to be, I'm not that guy.
Well, you should. In my opinion, of any of the fetes, soca is a phenomenal one, of course, but it's massive.
For sure.
It is huge, and it has grown. I mean, the props to the organizers, the promoters, they have done an amazing job building that brand. But I prefer, because I've gone to both multiple times, Soca Street.
Oh, yeah, I love those kind of things.
Where it's a smaller version, it's more contained. It's like everybody's coming to experience the exact same party. And what I mean is, the big Soca, you could be up on the hill, relaxing with your drink. Or you could be in the pits.
Yeah. Well, I'm a Juve man, so that's Soca Street is kind of like a Juve concept.
Right.
I'm a Juve man. I'm a Juve man.
Yeah. And I like that it's during the day.
Yeah.
I like that it's during the day.
That's my preferred pick.
So Soca Street.
I'm not a fete. I have to say, I'm this fete this weekend. Oh, nah. If I'm not working, I'm not really going. Unless friends was like, boy, let me go. I'm like, all right, cool.
Do the radio personalities, do you find that this is like how the bars see an uptick in alcohol sales? Do the radio personalities and the DJs see an uptick in business
for Carnival?
Yeah,
for sure. So
are y'all working a lot these days?
No, well, I'm not a Carnival man. So how I created my thing, I'm a throughout the year man.
Right, got it.
Right, but obviously for Carnival, a lot of artists upscale and they do this. No artists, DJs do this stuff during Carnival. How I created my brand now, I'm a more holistic guy. So I do hosting as well.
Okay.
All right. I do hosting as well, and that kind of carry me out throughout the year.
Very cool. Because I see that.
Also start a mentorship too as well. I should mention that.
Nice.
Yeah.
What a program.
Yeah, it's on TikTok, and we have one-on-one sessions as well. It's called Built Different. Yeah.
Very cool.
On TikTok.
Do you wanna talk about that?
Oh, well,
at
more
all.
or less it's
I would love
about...
to hear about that. I think
Okay, so...
I like those initiatives. I think there's a very needed, and what we were talking, we have this conversation almost with every guest. And it's going to sound like a real big knock on the government, but I don't find the government, it is really not a big knock on the government because they have a lot of things they're dealing with. But I don't find enough is done in that sector.
Yeah.
And many other sectors, even tourism, because you find the private sector contributing more to things like the tourism with the Trini surfers and all of these other tours that are going on.
Yeah.
And they contribute to but that has nothing to do with government.
Yeah.
And what you're doing with a mentorship program with what I'm assuming is young adults.
Yeah, young adults.
And young kids. And I want more to be done by the government. But again, it's the private sector that's kind of stepping up to take that on. But I want to hear about it, please.
All right, so build different is something that came to me during COVID as well, because I realized coming out of COVID that all my life I was hoodwinked. I was outsmart and I was given something that wasn't the truth. I thought as a man, you grow up to a man. You never grew into a man. So I had to learn, I had to grow into a man. When I understood that concept, I realized that there are a lot of boys who are men. You're just old, but you're a boy. You don't have the capacity or the thinking of a man, or you don't apply yourself as a man. So there are certain characteristics I think a man has, right? And you learn this over years, or even your dad or your grandfather will teach you. It will be bestowed on you. But if your dad or your granddad isn't a man, he can't really teach you. So, during COVID, of course, coming out of COVID, I've been around my younger cousins for some time, and even people in the community, and I started to realize, like, there's a, miscommunication in how you carry about yourself as a man. So I started to do some research, YouTube. Is research, and I was like, this is really a thing. There's really a thing here, and people really ask questions, like how you put yourself together for an interview. Well, I'm sitting real bad here, my posture real terrible here, but it's a relaxing. How you sit, how you address yourself, how you want to be addressed, how you dress or you present yourself. Also, I believe that there's an attack on men internationally, throughout the world, especially men from my community, the urban community. All right, I believe that social media and the media is creating a space where no disrespect to the woman, I love the woman, feminist groups, I support all you and I rate all you, but just hear me out and then just learn, right? I believe no, I could play with these little figures.
Yes.
I believe like no, right? This is the family unit here, although the camera not going to see it. I believe that there's always a system or a plan to uproot or interfere with our family unit in my community, from my community. From way back in the days, from the HIV, from slavery, from riots, from segregation, from all them kind of things, right? So now, I think this is the same plot, but from, again, alternative thinking coming into play here. Guys, this is just my spin on it. Now I think it's a place where they're trying to attack the family unit by coming to the woman in the family unit under the, I'm taking my time to select my words very carefully, disguise of woman empowerment, which I have no problem with, could do empowerment. But in the manner of the empowering the woman, they are trying to sell to the woman that they don't need a man. So now you're seeing women are adding pressure on the man who already comes with pressures and burdens, but growing up in the 90s, we weren't allowed to share it. We were told to suck it up, and you're a man and roll with it.
Boys don't cry.
Yeah. This time, emotions building and bubbling over and over inside it, but you had to suck it up. And then your father telling you suck it up, and he had all overload, right? And the pressure is on you. So you grow up in this household, and now the woman is adding additional pressure to you, now the man. And then she kicks you, or you are forced to leave the home, right? And then the woman raises the child. Women do an amazing job raising the kids, but at the end of the day, you need a man in the house.
I think that it is better with a two parent household.
You do an amazing job. I'm not knocking the woman. Keep it up. I love you guys. Now, what happens now when they kick the man out of the household? Woman is in the household with the child. There's no supervision when she goes to work. She gives the child a tablet. the content on the tablet now is a different initiative that is being pushed out that is very similar to the initiative that is pushed into the mom. So now you're getting a generation of damaged kids growing up. And with all the guidance of understanding that you grow into a man, the situation that keeps going over and over in that cycle. And more it destroys that urban community.
So I will add to what you said, because I actually agree with everything you said, at least for the most part. I do believe as well that there is some sort of systematic or coordinated effort to disrupt the nuclear family, which then disrupts community.
Community, for sure.
And once you disrupt community, you disrupt the ability to organize.
Yes.
And once you disrupt the ability to organize, you cannot formalize, and the power is lost.
Yeah.
Because it's broken down from the base level.
Right.
But I do want to add, I think, just from my observations, that I unfortunately don't think it's just the urban community. I think that it kind of goes outside. Now, it may be very strong in the urban. I mean, I'm not going to doubt any of your experiences or your observations. I would trust that for sure. But I do think that it's not just the urban. Yeah, it's not just the urban community.
A reason for me saying this is growing up again watching TVs. I will have watched shows like Family Matters and Cosby shows, and these shows will have showed the encompass of a family.
Yeah.
Now, being from where I'm from, when I watch TV shows, that's not what is being reflected.
Right.
The initiative is being shown.
Yes.
Yeah, and you see the type of shows that they are putting out for my people, and they're packaging it in a certain way that it's appealing.
As comedy or as, right.
And then you're home watching that whole day. And then your child said, with you watching that. And then he growing up thinking that is okay. But it's not. Then, let's put the man back in the family picture here. When a man, I don't want to say manly stuff. When a man is just being a man, it's considered now toxic masculine energy. No, I'm not saying all men are perfect.
No, because there's definitely a lot of unperfect of us.
And there's a reason for that. It's based on the same analogy that I made here, because there will be damaged men in society.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think it's because of this is why we get in this in my community. And I took my time off and I was like, hey, let's see how many we could save. So right now I have like 5 young men that we do one-on-one sessions with.
Nice. So it's like a Big Brother program.
It's like a Big Brother program, right? So we do everything from resume, from etiquette. Well, I don't do the etiquette because I'm not the etiquette person, but I get people to talk. We get people to come in to talk about finances, how to save, how to budget. Skills as well, like mechanics.
Yes.
And stuff like that. We want to get into that level of it. So that's soft skills now, like how to use a computer as well, how to send emails, how to format emails, just to have your equipped with tools to set you ready for the workplace.
That's unbelievable. Are you all supported by the government?
No, this is a TikTok thing. I start a TikTok family.
You have sponsors? You have anybody coming to help?
Oh, just TikTok.
That seems like an amazing initiative that should be supported.
I think so too. I think it should be supported too. But you have to start somewhere, and somebody had to get the ball rolling. Agreed. I was actually a part of the Trinidad movement before this. All right. So it will have been the evolution of that, because I will have seen from the beginning of Trinidad what it could have done and what it did, because I was invited to some amazing rooms that Soca hasn't allowed me to reach as well. Not saying it can't, but based on me, Trinidad allowed me into some rooms. My name was mentioned in some amazing places based on Trinidad. And I was like, yo, this is crazy. And then it went down a road that was like a point of no return. I'm a dad now. And I was like, yo, I gotta be a part of this. And then, I went through what I went through in COVID. And I was like, yo, everything had to change. And I started to apply myself. I started to work out in the gym. Started to hike. I'm doing kickboxing now. And all these things are part of the development. The way how you treat your mental too as well. That is a crazy thing that people take for granted.
Talk to somebody always, or even if it's a best friend, talk to somebody.
When I was in Form 5, I lost 2 of my friends. They were murdered. And this was just before CXC.
Wow.
I crying, going to sleep, seeing their faces when I go to sleep and thing. I cry and I had to wake up and do CXC. That is crazy. Think about it. Think about a 15-year-old. Friends were murdered doing sexy. I cannot perform. And there's no excuse for that. And that was me back in the day Today,
Wow.
today, there are youths who dad are murdered, family murdered, mom and dad,
And they have to go to school the
and they
next day.
still have to go to school the next day. How is that child going to cope? They can't.
Especially when there's easy outlets
And then
that are negative, that are not constructive, I should say.
And distractions in school.
Well, yes.
While all are going on. They can't. So, as you say, you should have sponsors and things, but I think that some people just have to rise up. Just have to stand.
I agree with that. So
Yeah,
do you
some
have,
people
so
stand.
you have a group of,
No, it's just me. I just take time off.
but who's the
and take
etiquette
time
person is what I'm
Oh,
saying.
yeah, I just reach out to people. I
Right,
reach out to
okay.
people on Instagram
And you'll do-
and
you'll
stuff.
do,
yeah, and ask them to do one-on-one sessions.
Are they in person or are they over the,
Zoom calls.
Got it.
Yeah? And it's easier for everybody.
and do you, well, I'm curious because I mean, the young men taking part or the young people taking part in these Zooms, how receptive are they? Do they want to learn or do
But they
some of
reach
them?
out.
Okay, good.
Yeah, they reach
And
out.
they realize that they don't have any other avenue of learning these skills.
Yes. Well,
Or maybe
I'm
as just
surprised
as
that there's a market for it because I just start off doing videos on YouTube. And people was like, yo, I want you to be my mentor. And like, a mentor? I was like, all right, let me hop on a Zoom. I
Wow.
hop on a Zoom and we do it. And then I was like, all right. He came back 2 weeks, 3 weeks he came back. I was like, all right, if all you want to do one sessions, DM me. And people started DM me. But not a lot, like five youths, right? Yeah.
That's a lot. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, it was nice. So we actually planning to do in a meetup, like a meetup in a community center and set up a whole day thing. But that's in the making at some point.
When you want to do any sort of teaching them anything to do video production,
I definitely
podcasting,
want to go there because I'm a background.
we could do something very cool.
Yeah, with them, yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice, that's nice.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. That's
Yeah,
good vibes.
I could see that being a pretty fun thing to do, actually, and rewarding.
Check it
Teach
out on
them some stuff.
Instagram, built different, right? Oh, on TikTok, sorry. Built
TikTok,
different.
built different.
Yeah, it's actually on my link on Instagram. So if you go on my Instagram and you see my link on
Which is
top.
Kwasi SupaHype.
Yeah, which is Kwasi SupaHype. You click the little blue thing, you'll see the email, the website, and you go to the TikTok from there.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like those initiatives.
Yeah.
And there are others, but I like initiatives like that. Like I said, I think that they're
Yeah, of course.
they're needed.
Of course.
And they should be supported.
For sure.
You know, if you know, it really, I guess everything comes down to views and likes
Yeah.
and attention and the eyeballs, and which is kind of unfortunate because it just means that you kind of have to fight for the eyeballs,
Yeah.
and in that fight, people turned to like shock and awe and just
Of course.
random stupidness. But
Funny you said that because, boy, I do so many content on social media. I've been putting up stuff for years. I've been putting up content. And the only thing that got views would have been the Trinidad thing. And it was, I don't want to say it's negative content, but you know what Trinidad is about. The views on us out of the roof is crazy. My highest viewed video will have been an interview with Rebel 6. I think it's probably like 200K now. Yeah? On YouTube. When I do any other things, my educational stuff, like the stuff I showed you earlier, yeah, the views low on that, but they're not supporting that. And it goes back to radio. Because people will call and say, well, they're only playing this and they're only doing that. But for me to play it means that there's a demand for it and there's a support for it. So as much as you complain about I playing it, the numbers don't lie in how many people enjoying it. So we had to check that. Not what we do on the reverse. Check how much people receiving it and like it.
Yeah.
And why we like that bandness so much. I don't know.
yeah, I've had tons of conversations on that topic. But yeah, in terms of that, I think that sort of music may be contributing more negatively than we realize.
I was of the thought that music cannot do that. But then when I do my research about what music is and what music comes from, definitely can.
Of course it
Because
can.
music was that. Music was
So
to speak to the
influential.
soul.
So
Yeah, it was
influential.
created to speak to the soul. So
think
you have to be
music
very
is the-
careful.
Music is the only, I think, universal language. I mean,
true.
anybody. I mean, they say it's maths, but not everybody can just look at maths. But everybody, you can listen to a melody, and you can, even if it's the simplest melody, even if it's the
go
wind
away,
passing through leaves, and you could, kind of be taken away by that.
Reading is a very important thing to us. I tell my students, I guess I call them that. Yeah.
Mentees.
Yeah. Reading is a very important thing too because it opens my mind to a lot of different concepts and ideas too. So Like that same concept with music, and I started to understand how powerful music is and how instrumental it could be and how you could use music to manipulate the way you think and the way you live. I start to guard myself from things that I allow into my body. So I don't listen to certain things. So I listen to it in small moderation. So, I'll be very careful. Life is balance.
Yeah, life is balance. I think that's the best way to take away. I was actually going to ask you to leave us with some sort of quote. You look like somebody who might enjoy quotes, but I like that one. But if you have anything else to add, I would love to hear.
I'll give you a story, not a quote.
Yeah, tell me.
So I do content, and there was one time I was frustrated out of my mind because I'm doing all this content and I was looking for sponsors. You reason asked me if that was sponsor, and I tell you no. It's because I stopped looking for sponsors and I just continue doing what I love because of the story I'm about to tell. Doing content, trying to get sponsors, nobody jumping on board, and I frustrated in my yard and look, and there's a mountain. Now there's an area on the mountain called Experiment, right, where they grow fruits and that kind of thing. It's a nature reserve, I want to say, yeah. Agriculture site, however, with hiking trails. And I was like, my entire life I've seen this mountain. I have never seen what's beyond this mountain. Tomorrow morning I'm going up on this mountain. I started my journey from in the morning and I went up on the mountain. When I reach up on the mountain, I look back because there's a trail to follow. There's a hiking trail you could go. And I look back and I was like, hey boy, up here real nice. And I tried to find where my house is. I can't find my house because it's 1 in a million. I was like, wait, I come from so far and I'm here. And I look back at that and I saying, yo, I complaining home because I was 1 in a million waiting for a sponsor. But I was 1 in a million. I had to wake up early and get on the mountain, become 101. So you had to come out of your comfort zone, wake up early, apply yourself, set yourself for the journey, and don't study what's behind you, study what's in front of you. So don't study how much things you did in the past. Study that one journey. And since that day, bro, till this day, I tell everybody now, I learned 99 ways of feeling, so now can never feel. Respect, brother.
Thank you very, very much.
Yes, brother.
That was awesome. And I fully appreciate that story.
Yeah, man. Respect all the time.